share my screen. So when doing one like this one here, which is the number 4, the guide block, this is another good example. What I want to show you is we're going to make the front profile, and then we're going to be adding an extruded feature to that item, which will make us complete it. So you're going to have to do different sketches in this case here. So we're going to start a new file again in the same folder as before, create a new file, make sure we're in the same unit. So the unit should still be inches. All right, start sketching. You can sketch how you want. I'm going to sketch it from the, actually, we'll do the bottom plate and then we move upwards. So we're going to go make a sketch. This time, instead of going from the XY, I'm going to start from the, what views this? The XZ. So I have the top one. So I'm going to start off by making a rectangle. There's different options when you're making a rectangle. You do have these 2-point, the 3-point, the center location, the center 2-point, the slots, and so forth. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the center one. So this way I lock it in the origin. Or I could have, no, I won't do the center one. Let's do the basic 2-point one. And I'm going to go from this corner all the way to the next. And I'm just going to click and drag my mouse. Now looking at my PDF that I gave you guys, it would be, for example, 1.5 by 3.75. So this would give us our base for our piece. By just looking at this again, we do see we have the 1.5 and the 3.75. Just take note that when you are looking at drawings like this, when they do show you the dimensions in different planes, it would mean that this one here would be the front view dimensions. This would be the top view dimensions. And if there's another view at the bottom, you'll have a different orientation as well. So just keep note of that. So we have our first piece. Should I extrude it? Yes, we're going to extrude it. How much? 0.25. So I'm going to go now to the 3D model, hit extrude, and I'm going to go upwards. Actually, no, I'm going to go downward. Doesn't really make a difference up or down for this case. And I'm going to type in 0.25, which is going to give us that thickness of the piece. Now, we're going to go and start sketching from the side plane. So we're going to do a sketch. This is why you could have done the side sketch or the top. Doesn't really make a difference. But if we want to sketch on this face here, we hit 2D sketch again. And this time I could open up the original origins, or I could click on the face I want to draw on. So I'll draw on this face here, and it's going to properly align it for me. If I wanted the point to be on the opposite side, so I have the origin in the corner, how can I fix that? Go back to the sketch, go back to edit extrusion, edit feature by right clicking, and I'll flip the direction so it goes up. So now if I were to do a sketch, edit sketch, you see that I have the point going on here. Why does it make a difference to me? It really doesn't. It's just more that I have this point in the origin. So when I cut the 60 angle, I'll have that nice clean thing. Now I can start sketching my drawing. Did I really need to do the base first? No, but I did want to show you, you guys can draw off that. So I could technically just go again, go from here. I already have the 3.75. Now I'm going to go do the angle. So I know the angle is going to be at 60. So for now, I could actually, I'm going to go the opposite way first before I start doing the angle. Go from here, we go up. We see that it's 1.25. Go across 0.75. We're going to go up again. 0.25. So it doesn't really give us 0.25. So if I don't want to put the dimension, what I'll do, like I showed you guys in the previous video as well, is I just draw a line, clicked it, go back, dimension it from this point to here, and put it back to 0.75. So I have that. Then I go across, draw another line like so, and I'll do the dimension from this point to this edge here of a total of 1.5. And now I'm going to go down at an angle of 25. So you gotta just make sure that when you are doing it, that you have the angle you're working with. So if we look at the drawing itself, we see that the angle going down is 25 degrees, and this one here is 60. So we're going to go back. And again, if I just draw, press escape, get rid of this. So if I draw a line like so, and I click, you see that my angle is starting from 180. So if I'm going downward, it's going down. So what I would need to do is you could do 180 minus the 60, which would give us a total of 120 angle. So I could type in tab 120. That doesn't seem like the correct angle. So we're going to go back and just draw the line for now, and we'll go back to adjust it. So we go from here, and then there's another angle cutting through here. So now we have the shape. Again, I didn't have to do this base. I did it just to show you could build off sketches. But we have the shape that we need. What we can do now is start dimensioning to get the correct angle. So we know that the angle from here to here should be 60. We have that angle. And we know that the angle from this location to this, oops, not to that point, from this location to this, come on, should be 25. Oh, that was pretty close. 25. And like that, we have our angle set up. And so what I just did is I drew a line, because these are the two dimensions that they give you just with the angle. They don't give us the length. So we don't need to have it. We have the angles, which is efficient for us to do it. Now that we have this profile, you see that I could cut this piece here. Did I need to start from the first sketch? No. The reason I did it, so we have the box, so you can show it. I should have not done it from the first one. So what I'll do, and again, it's just, this is educational anyways, is I will go back just to show you, and I will get rid of this guy here. And he's going to complain. So to get rid of the complaint that's going to happen, what I need to do is I need to move this sketch here to a new plane. So if I were to do right click, you'll see I do have an option to redefine the plane that I'm working with. So I'm going to hit the redefine. And what that does is it allows me to open up the origin, and I could choose a new plane where this drawing will move to. So right now it's locked to the 3D animate, the 3D animation, yes. But what I want to do is I'm going to change it to make it move to, for example, let's go see the YZ plane. What that does now, if I were to go delete this, the purple, I want to keep the purple. That's okay. Now I have my sketch. It should not affect anything because I did make it on its own plane. Why is there an error here? Let's go check. Redefine again. You should be able to redefine on this one. What is my error? Let's go check the errors. Constraints. Okay, that's fine. Next. Next. So what it's saying is it's complaining about this one line here that I did earlier. If I just erase it and I re-add a line. So what happened is now everything turned purple. So what does that mean? If I were to go move the drawing, let's go move it. Oh, it's locked. So what's missing here? Oh, I'm missing my angle I got rid of. Okay, so let's go back and draw the line again like we had before from here to here. There we go. And all we're missing is our dimension of 60 from here to here. And we are missing our center point. So how do we get back a center point? It's quite simple. Is you're going to go now to project right here, geometry, and you're going to go check the button that says project geometry right over here. I'm going to, no, not this one, sorry. Where is it? Is it under 3D model again? So it's under 3D model, sorry. And then you, hold on, let me just see something. Something went wrong here. Finish. Something went wrong. Let me go back here. Where is my point? Did I get rid of the point? Yeah, I got rid of, no, it's right there. So let's just see if I were to just click this and this. So let's see what's wrong with it. Why is it stuck? Let's see if I can move this. So we're going to move this like this out of the way. I'm going to get rid of this dimension here for now. Get rid of this dimension. And so now we have our drawing. So there's this point here. See, there's a little dot that was in the way. That's where our issue was happening. Now, by getting rid of that dot, if I were to go and just say this whole drawing, let's see our dimensioning actually before I do that. Let's go add the missing dimensions. From here to here should be 0.75. So 1.75, there we go. I have the one, no, I'm missing this one as well. From here to here, 1.25, that's correct. I have the 0.75, I have the 0.5. The circle for now, we're not going to add it a second. And I'm just missing my overall 3.75. I have my angle, I have my other angle. All I'm missing is, again, to lock this to the center. I'm going to use this constraint right over here and go to the origin and click on the point right over here. And it's going to fully constrain. So again, this is our goal for these assignments, is to make them fully constrained. Again, at the bottom right corner, it tells you. Now that I have it fully constrained, all I'm missing is the circle, which I could add at the end, or I could add it now. I might as well add it now since it's here. Center circle. It is a diameter, so I click anywhere for now. And if it's a radius, I choose radius. If it's diameter, I choose diameter. So it's been keeping the last one I set it to. So if I go put 0.75, I do have my diameter now. All I'm missing is the placement of it. So I could place it from here to here, should be 1.5. And from here to here should be 0.75. And now again, it's fully constrained. We're going to extrude this by just hitting the extrude 3D model or finish the sketch, hit the extrude button. And this time I'm going to go the opposite direction. I want it to grow outward. So I am trying to draw this profile here. So we drew this wall here and I'm going backwards. We see that the thickness is 0.25, which is perfect. And I have the perfect piece here. Now, when modeling this guy here, I need to have another one. So I should have it set to the other side as well. So I do see I have it set to 1.5, so I can mirror it at the end. But what I will do now is we'll do the back piece. Again, any method you do that you find correct, you can do. I'm just going to draw it this way here. Let's go and do a new sketch. I'm going to sketch it from this top place here, like there. And I'm going to start drawing my shape that I need. So from here, I'm going to go upward and I'm going to put it. I see that the distance is 1.5 total. But I do have to always remember that I do have the two pieces that I made. So this is 0.25, and the other side will also have 0.25. So then 0.25 plus 0.25 gives you 0.50. So our length would actually be 1. Oops. Could have also done a rectangle here, actually. Makes it more easier. So from here, I'm going to go do our thickness is going to be 1. Oh, 0.1, sorry. No, 1 works. No, our thickness is 0.25, sorry, or it's 0.25, and our length is going to be 1. That makes more sense. So we have that nice length here. We have the other piece, and then we're going to put the other guy on the other side. I press OK, fully constrained already. Now I'm going to go back to this view here. I could extrude it downward by flipping it. I could also, if I don't know the actual height, I do know it's 1.25. But let's say I didn't know it, I could have also done to the surface. So I go 2, and I just rotate by using Shift on my mouse, the bottom face here, and it should give me the same distance as well. What's good about doing this? Say in the future, if I change the thickness of this one, this guy here will follow and grow as well because it's linked to that bottom face. That's OK. Now I have that bottom side. Okay, now I could go do the other one, or I could use the mirror option. So how can I mirror this to the other side? I do have an extra option here, which is, or make a sketch, but we're going to go use the mirror side. We're going to go find where it is, which is under pattern, mirror. We're going to select the feature, which is this person right here. We're going to use a mirror plane. Do we have a mirror plane, or should we make one? Let's see if we have one going down the middle. No, we don't have one going down the middle, so we need to make a plane before we do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go make a plane. That's going to be the mid plane between two objects. Well, this is going to be a little bit harder because we have this piece already done. But let's see if we offset it. It might be, oh, we could actually offset it. It might it's even easier. We're going to do offset from this face here. And we know that the distance from here to here is 1. So all we need to put is 0.5. And that's going to give us the center of this drawing. Again, we made this box from here to here 1. This is going to be 0.25. This is going to be 0.25, which is going to give us a total of 1.5. Now that I added that plane by just clicking plane, offset, this face, I typed in the distance, I have a plane now. So if I were to use the mirror pattern, I select the feature, I select the plane, like so, and I press OK, then I'm happy with it. So now I have the plane set up as is. All I have left to do is I can go now and hide this work plane. Again, I feel like I built this way much more complicated than I should have, because now I have to cut this out again to make the base. So this was on me now, because I do need to have a base profile of 0.25 as well at the bottom. So let's go make another sketch. I kind of did extra work here, but it's fine. From the bottom here, let's create a sketch from the bottom. Let's just make this little box from here to here. Fully constrained because it's the whole box we need. Finish. Now I can just extrude it upward of 0.25. And now I have to do an extra step because I decided to cut this in the beginning, but it's not that hard. A sketch. I'll click this profile here to make my thing. And I'm going to just pretty much going to project these lines to get the trim. Project. Click on this little triangle like that. Now I think I should be able to extrude. There we go. Flip it the other direction. So it knows that because I flipped it and it's going into it, it knows that it's going to subtract. Or if not, I just make sure I click the cut. And I could do through all. So it cuts constantly. Press OK. I can even do through all both directions to make sure that ever I change the profile, it's going to cut that as well. And then I have the piece. Every one we did was fully constrained, which is what I want you guys to do. If you ever want to go back to check if it is fully constrained, open up, edit, right click, edit sketch. You see here, fully constrained, finish sketch. I could also do the little plus sign, then right click, edit sketch. You see, fully defined. Let's go to the, now this one doesn't make a difference. Go to this extrusion, edit sketch. Fully defined. Sketch. I think this one I didn't do fully because I just copied it. See, edit sketch. Fully defined. And again, how did I get this profile so fast? Is as simple as just going to your sketch, project over here, and just click the first one, click on the triangle, and it's going to give you those yellow lines. And then after that, I was able to just do extrude as a simple cutout. Again, I did quite a lot more extra steps than needed. I could have just first built a box and subtracted stuff. I could have did the base and then minus the 0.5 from here and went backwards. Whichever you find suitable. As long as your end results are the same and you get the same one, it's fine. Now that we have it, we checked our dimensions, but if we want to go back and fully check it, and I would like you guys to do this as well, is you could always make sure to save it. That's important. And this one here was called guide block. Like so. Let's save. Now we're going to go new. Click on the new actually, just in case we're not in the right one, and just do drawing. Again, this is DWG, but they give you the same results. I'll do the IDW. Create. We're going to worry about the sheet sizes later. All I want to do is just put it on a sheet. Because it is open already, it does have it already set for you. What's nice about this as well is say, for example, I don't like the view that it's currently showing, I could change the view by clicking on the view cube before accepting it to be my front view. I could change the scale. Again, the scale is big because this is a pretty big sheet. So we have it. I could also start clicking to see the other views I have. Like so. Pretty big view. Let's go 2 to 1 instead. Finish. I could go to this view here, double click on it, make sure that it's shaded so they can see it. And then we can start dimensioning. Oh, you always want to make sure that when you are dimensioning, guys, that the most dimensions are on your front view. That's how you know what your front view is the one that has the most dimensions. So like I showed you earlier, we can retrieve dimensions, but look what happens. I think in this one, we may have a little bit of an issue. If I go annotate, retrieve from the selected object, this one here. Actually, this is pretty clean. Sometimes you will get in a lot more. This came up pretty clean again, luckily. Press apply, close it, and I can start adjusting my dimensions. If it gives you issues, like I showed you before, just erase it. Don't try to waste too much time on it. Click again, and it's going to give you a nice clean dimension. You are missing the center marks again, so add the center mark. We should have the same amount of dimensions. You do want to make it clean when you are dimensioning, not to have them overlapping, to be clear to understand how they're drawn. This, I don't know what this 0.25 is. Oh, this is the thickness here. Do we need to put the thickness here? We could put the thickness here, but we also have it up here, so we don't really need this dimension being on this view here. So I could get rid of that, as well as this one, because I could see it from this angle here that we're going to put the thickness. But we don't need to have it twice. Even for like some dimensions, like the overall one. I know now we're trying to make it like the demo, but I don't need to have these guys present on this view here if I'm going to add them on, say, this view to know the overall height. So if I know I'm going to put the overall one there, I can annotate it. Because if I don't have any dimensions, then there's no point of having the view there. If there's no knowledge or anything we're gaining from it. I could add those 2 dimensions that I had earlier. I could also add the thickness now on this one from here to here, which is going to give me the 1.5. I could have had the thickness of each one here. I'm going to add the overall from here to here, which is the same one as there, so I don't need it twice. I have the height. I could put in the thickness here. And I could put the thickness here again. So stuff like this, all right? You could add the center lines, the header lines. I just want to show you quickly that you do have it. This is an extra step for the drawings. For us, you don't really need to do the sheets. If you have time, it's good practice because we will be doing a lot of sheets later on. Again, that's how you would make this simple one using adding extruded features from an object. So we based off, pretty much we started building this piece here. Then from this one here, I used the bottom plane and added another one. We added a cut feature in this drawing. We did extrude cut all through one item. We did a extrusion based off the bottom plane. So if ever we change the heights, it should automatically update as well. So that's it for the glide block. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And any questions, let me know.